But Dad, isn't it time for illegal ham in the face? But bro, where's the banjo?
Some Cleveland sports shows try to give you hot takes, but only one can give you a big old piece of hot ham. Welcome to Illegal Ham to the Face. Talking all Cleveland sports. And don't forget our Fat Boy Tuesday, where we also ham it up with some fun food topics. Without further ado, let's serve up some ham. Here are the Ham Boys. Fatty, Big Bri, and my cousin Vinny.
What's going on, everybody? I am that fat guy, Jared Fatty Bates. I'm always here with my big fella, Big Bri. What's going on, fella?
Hey, man.
All right, we have a great show for you guys today. It's an exciting show for us because we're coming off the bye week. We're getting ready to get into Miami here a little bit later with the Browns. Cavs finally lost a game. They are 8-2 now, and I think they go tomorrow against Sacramento Kings, and then they're on their West Coast swing right now. We'll get into them a little bit, but the one thing we are excited to get into is it's mailbag day, Bri. I got the mailbag. We sent out a whole bunch. Anybody could ask us any question. And we got a list of questions that we will try to answer as truthfully and faithfully as we can. If you don't want to answer, please give a no comment or plead the fifth, as we normally do this show.
All right.
What is going on, James? Thank you for joining us. Later on, we'll get into Fat Boy Tuesday with Deli's. And I just left it at Deli's for right now because it might get moved back a little bit, right? It might get moved back till next week. And then top three.
Okay.
Today is a voting day. We're going to do top three rule changes that we would like to see. So, Justin is here. What is up, Fat Boys? And Justin, I have a challenge for you because Bri is expecting one question from you tonight. If he does not get that question from you tonight, he is going to be highly disappointed.
I'm not saying I want to answer the question.
But that was his exact words. He goes, I am going to be disappointed if I do not get this question tonight.
Yep.
So, on that note, our show is always brought to you by Harold Keel and Lake Erie APA. If you guys want to have a good time out on a weeknight, 7 o'clock to about 10 o'clock, have a few beers, play a few games of pool, meet a bunch of new people, and have a great time, get a hold of us here at Illegal Ham of the Face or Harold Keel at Lake Erie APA on Facebook, or email us here at illegalhamoftheface@gmail.com, and we will get you in touch with them, get you set up. You might even get a free membership out of it, which is a $25 membership for free. And then you could join a team and have a great time with us. And I'm getting people texting us already, Bri. This is not good out of the gate. I can't wait to see the other questions that are coming up now. So, Bri, on that note, let's get into our shout outs. Do you have any shout outs this week?
I do. I have one. Well, I had a couple, but I'll trim it down to one to keep it moving. And I say it every year, it's the most important shout out of the year. And it's with Veterans Day right around the corner. I want to just shout out the veterans in my family, my friends, everybody out there who has served our country. I salute you. I thank you for protecting my freedom and keeping me free. I'll just shout out the people I know. Both my grandfathers served. My wife's grandfather served. More recently, I have a couple cousins, Hunter, Mike, Seth, who have served. We have buddies we've worked with that we've become friends with, Colby, Tony, and Buzzy. So thank you to them. And also my buddy BJ is in the Navy right now. So anybody I might have left out, I apologize. But I definitely tip my cap to you. And I have a great deal of respect for you and what you've done. And, cannot thank you enough for letting us do what we do. And your bravery and your courage goes a long way, and it'll never be forgotten in my book.
All right. So I'm not trying to be disrespectful, Brian. I found your trivia finally. So I
Okay.
definitely back that. I got family in the service too. I got Patty Pat, who is down, I think he's in Georgia or South Carolina now. We got family. We've had family in and out. I've had a friend that I've lost overseas. I got Big Matt, who is one of, like you said, Tony, that we work with. If it's not for what you guys do, we wouldn't be here. And we really, truly do appreciate you guys and the sacrifice you guys make for us, and especially your families too. It's a hard deal to have overseas and going through the stuff that, we don't go through, but, we really appreciate everything you guys do for us. The other shout out I had is one of my friends down home is now going to be the chief of police. Okay. I can't say what town or anything of that nature. He knows who he is, but huge congratulations to him. He's worked his ass off to get there, and I'm proud of him for calling him a friend, and especially, working that hard to get where he wanted to be in life. And kudos to him. And other than that, Bri, I really don't have much. I can always shout out Mr. B's because I was there Sunday playing pool, and the food was phenomenal. Bri got me some Tommy wings and got me a Reuben.
Mm-hmm.
So, and yeah, Justin, he did get it. They announced it today. The other one will be retired, and he will be taking over, I believe, after the first of the year. So, on that note, Bri, you ready for some trivia, which we didn't do last week because,
yes, sir.
Let's just put it this way, Bri, it was definitely a fatty fail on that one.
There we go.
There it is. But, oh boy, here we go. We are getting on. Yep. He's limbering up now, folks. He is limbering up, ready for these questions. So here we go. Trivia time.
Let's do it.
And Justin's chomping at the bit, wanting the fantasy score update. We will get the fantasy score update after trivia. But, Bri, I was listening to the radio today, and something glaring blew my mind. Okay. Since the Indians and Guardians have been really good, in our lifetime, they have been to the World Series 3 times, correct?
Mm-hmm.
95, 97, and 2016. Okay. Bri, in our lifetime, and I'm going to go from, let's just say 89. Give us a little bit, a head start.
Okay.
How many winning seasons have our Cleveland Browns had since 1989?
Since 89.
And a little bonus action. If you could tell me the coaches, get a little.
The coaches that had those?
Yes, you'll get a little that a boy.
Okay. Let me think for a second.
So 1989 was the first one. So I gave you 1. I need 3 more from you.
Okay.
All right.
Like it.
All right, buddy. Just to let you know where we're at here with wonderful Cleveland sports. And I gotta get a little show up here. So Bri, do you think you got that trivia?
I think so. So.
All right, Bri. Well, it is time to get into the illegal ham to the face fantasy football update. And Bri, I know why Justin wanted to do this tonight.
So do I.
Baldy Locks took down Fat Happy Endings 95-81. We had Giggles 112 over the Juice 108. Big Bri comes out of nowhere with a 128 over 59 win of Cleveland Lyman Lounge. The fantasy football team keeps rolling at 8-1 with a 125-88 win over the Dog Pound Boys. Portage County Prostitutes just gave it all over Harold's face. 127.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, look at this score. Team Big Rod 183. Team Big Meat 85.
Oh, the cousins were playing. He might.
Uh-huh.
I wonder if he had Mixon. What do you have, like 60 points or something by himself?
Yes, in my other league I had mixing it, and yes, it was nice. And
Ugh.
the Wonder Years beat up one team span 151 to 134. Let's go to our records. The football team, Big Man at 8-1, Kevin Arnold at 6-3, Mark Roeder at 6-3, Chris Spann at 5-4, the Prostitutes at 5-4, Dog Pound Boys at 5-4, and then here comes a run of Juice, Giggles, Fat Happy Endings, and Team Big Meat at 4-5, and then 4 more at 3-6, Big Bri, Lyman Lounge, Harold, and Baldy Locks.
Take it.
Oh boy, I gotta catch my breath on that one, Brian. Gotta catch my breath on that one. Oh,
Is that it? Does anybody have 1 or 2 wins?
no, that's it.
Oh, really?
So
Okay.
3 and above, 3 and above, and
Well,
yep,
that's
there
not
it is.
bad. Good for parity. Other than Big Man. Big Man's kind of running away with it. Everybody else is kind of bunched up.
Yes, he is. 4 winning seasons. Yes, I know, and he's trying to come up. Craig has got. He tried to get the answer, but it is not that, Craig. So you can keep trying. But while you guys keep trying to find the answer, we will get into our show here a little bit. Brian, let's get into our Cleveland headlines real quick. All right, let me find. There it is. All right, your Cleveland headlines are brought to you by nobody. So, on that note, Bri, Cleveland headlines tonight, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers are 8-2 right now. They just lost to the Clippers, but they beat the Los Angeles Lakers, which just makes my day because LeBron is miserable as shit out there in old man land. So, Bri, Cavs, the young Cavs are looking good, bud. How you feeling?
Feeling great. Enjoying watching them. I don't think if you're a realistic Cavs fan, you could ask for much more at this point. And it used to be a big deal to beat LeBron. I think maybe this is the first year where it's like, man, they beat LeBron, they beat the Lakers, no big deal kind of. So yeah, it'll take some getting used to, but I honestly don't believe LeBron's main priority in basketball anymore is to win championships. I think he's got 3 main goals. I think one of them is to set the scoring record. I think the other is to play with one of his sons. And I think the third one is just to grow his brand. And he thinks he can do that the best in LA, which he probably can. But winning is not top of his list. So if he just wants to go down with the ship and just so he can be in LA, then go ahead. That's what you deserve. Because you want to be a Hollywood mogul. Go for it. Good for you. But the Cavs, they're a lot of fun to watch. And I think last night's game kind of maybe a wake-up call because things have kind of, I wouldn't say they've come easy over the first 10 games, but you start feeling yourself a little bit. You get on an 8-game winning streak, and you think, well, we're just going to win them all, and they'll all be easy. And you're up 13 in the fourth quarter. You think, okay, we can just kind of coast now, and they got a rude awakening. So hopefully that'll be a teaching moment for them going forward because they're still a very young team. But man, I don't know. I was trying to think to myself, and maybe you can answer this. What teams right now in the East would you say are above the Cavs?
Milwaukee, of course.
Agreed.
I know we've beaten the Celtics, but the Celtics still scare me. They're a really good team basketball.
Agreed. I think those two for sure.
After that, it's kind of coin flip. Like Miami is okay. You got a lot of okay teams. They're
Right.
Right. But we're still only
Yeah.
10 games in. We got 72 left. It's
Sure. Yeah, just kind of gauging the interest, and I'm with you. I think those two probably you would say are still above us, but then there's a bunch of teams that like could be above us based on what they've done in the past. Probably should be above us. Philly and Miami and the Nets. It's hard to completely write them off with the talent that they have. So yeah, it's hard to say. I would like to see us play the 76ers and beat them because we played them tough a couple times last year and got big leads, and then we just kind of blew the leads in the fourth quarter. And I don't know if a couple games went to overtime, but it seems like the Sixers have had our number. So I'd like to see us take them down. But it's fun to watch this team. Like I said last week, if Mobley can just get going a little bit and these guards continue to have the output they have, the sky's the limit. The only thing we lack is experience.
And, like playing the Clippers, I think he had his highest, what did he have, 28 points or something like that against the Clippers? So, I mean, there's
20-something, yeah.
There's potential there. And I got to do this before we get into the guards here a little bit. Justin has a question for us, Bri. All right. The question is, what's Jordan's worst starting record? And the easy answer for that, Bri, is his career with the Chicago White Sox. So we're just going to go with that one right there and bow that one out. And how many
worst starting record? I don't know if I understand the question.
Well, he's trying to throw some LeBron shade over here because he's one of the Jordan guys.
Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's fine. They play two different eras of basketball. It's completely
Jordan was on the golf course when he was 38 years old, wasn't he?
Well, he's on the golf course pretty much through his entire career when he first started, and there was
maybe he was with the Wizards. I don't know.
I was going to say there was that one weird stint where we had Fat Michael with the Wizards. You know which one that one?
Goatee. I don't know if I'd call him Fat Michael. He was Goatee Michael.
Was he Goatee Michael?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe that made him look chunky.
Is that because he drafted like a 18-year-old that couldn't even see the ball when it came into him, even though he's 7'6"? That guy, that guy.
Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown.
Man, the good thing is LeBron's just going to own an NBA team and not have to run it to get where he needs to be.
Yeah, I mean he wants to hobnob with Hollywood actors and whatnot, and he just wants to be a big deal in LA. So, LeBron, OBJ, that's what they want to do at this point in their career. So, whatever, it's what they want to do.
By the way, we just got a like out of that. Thank you for the like, Tracy. If you like our show, please keep liking it so I can see who actually likes the comments that we have going right now, because that's kind of funny for us. Because honestly, Brian and I don't have the argument of who's better. It's two different eras of basketball. If Jordan played in this era of basketball, Jordan would probably score about 1 billion points, but nobody would play defense on him. It's two totally different.
And LeBron's better. LeBron's better. I mean, it's just we're obviously biased, and he's a better player. But Jordan never had to go up against Durant and Steph and Clay and Draymond, 4 Olympians. So LeBron went up against Charles Barkley and the Phoenix Suns, and Karl Malone, John Stockton.
That Patrick Ewing with the duct tape. You remember that story?
Well, you go ahead and tell it if you want.
I'm just hearsay. It is. I mean, Patrick Ewing was like an alien. I don't know how to explain that. All right, Bri. Also, your Cleveland Guardians are up for some awards tonight, and one of them already won an award. Chris Antonetti won Executive of the Year by the MLB. And something, kudos to them. It was, what a year the Guards had, and they should get more awards. I still believe that Tito should get Coach of the Year. I think Quan should get Rookie of the Year, but Quan's climbing an uphill battle being from Cleveland, and Tito, it's Tito. People have it out for Tito. I don't know why. But a big old hand clap from a legal hand to the face to Chris Antonetti for putting a good product out there for us to watch. Now, it might not be a great product, but it's always a good one. Bri, let's see here. Whoa. Back that ass up. Jordan would smoke James. Wow, here we go. And this shit has started.
We're not doing this. I mean, we can settle in on Twitter or something with everybody else from the last 10 years.
Chris came up with our top 4 tonight, which is Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, and TCU, Bri. Could we have another 1 versus 2 coming up here soon?
You need Georgia to lose. I don't see how Ohio State or Michigan can jump Georgia unless they lose.
No. Do you want to quickly get our picks? Well, no, I don't either. But I mean, it's the SEC. I mean, right. Alabama's lost twice now. LSU's on whatever tear LSU's on. Tennessee, just spotlight was too big for them for this game. But they always beat each other up, and there'll always be one magical one in with 1 or 2 losses. But to run the gauntlet, it's kind of hard to run the gauntlet. And I have a feeling Georgia might lose to Alabama or somebody else down the road that they shouldn't lose to, and that might be our own.
Maybe in the that would be in the SEC championship though. So I mean, by the time Ohio State Michigan play, I think you're looking at 2 and 3 would be my guess. Although, they're coming out with rankings tonight. Was that the official ranking? Is that what Chris is saying?
That's what he just sent to us. So
yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I'd be kind of surprised if it was anything other than that, to be honest.
All right. Let's get into before we get really into Ohio State, Michigan here a little bit in our mailbag. Bri, the Cleveland Browns are getting ready to play the Miami Dolphins. We got some people back off of IR. We got Chase Winovich is back. Jerome Ford is back. Wyatt Teller is back from injury. Denzel Ward is back from injury. David Njoku is back from injury. Still no word on Clowney, but we will go from there. So we're starting to get healthier as we start to get into the last little bit of grind here. But we are playing a very talented and fast Miami Dolphin team. Defense, not so much, but their offense is probably one of the offenses in the NFL right now with Hill and Waddle. They don't run the ball that much. Tua gets the ball out quick and gets it to the speedsters and lets them go. I think the game is a 3-point or 3.5 point spread. Dolphins up by 3. We are traveling to Miami. Bri, do you have any hot takes for this game for the Browns to sneak out of here with a win in Miami?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of alluded to it. You have to slow down their offense, and their defense at this point, I don't think there's anything to be too scared of. You just saw the Bears put up 32-35 on them. So it can be done. It's nice getting all these guys back, hopefully, and hopefully they are truly ready to come back. We're not just trying to rush them back, but you can't give up the big plays too many times. Maybe 1, maybe 2. Whenever Hill and Waddle touch the ball, they're a threat to take it to the house. So you got to be on top of that. And it's kind of nice with our bye week coming when it did. You get a couple weeks to get ready for them. So, it's one thing to say you can plan for them. It's another thing to go out there and do it. And, that speed is hard to plan for. So, thankfully, they're not much of a running team at this point. They just traded for Jeff Wilson from the Niners, and they got Mostert too. So the backs aren't terrible or anything. They can get it done on the ground, but I think they want to get it done through the airs. So you stop the receivers, those 2 guys, or kind of hold them in check. I think you have a good chance of winning it.
All right, Bri, I am kind of with you, but the one good remedy that we have that slows down a hot, fast offense, Bri, running the ball and clock management. You control the clock, you control that team, you control the tempo. And with them not being able to stop the run that well, I think Hunt and Chubb should have a great day. I think having Njoku back is going to help out Jacoby Brissett to hit over the middle, because I think they're going to be a lot of man-to-man on the outside with Peoples-Jones and on Cooper. And I think it's easy for Njoku, if he's healthy, to get out there in the middle and catch some balls. Also,
Have they spoken on if he's going to be out there yet or not?
everybody's saying he's ready to go. We're not sure
Oh,
yet.
good.
We'll find out what happens. He was ready to go that game against Cincinnati, but they told him no. So it all depends
Okay.
on how he's
That's good
feeling,
news.
I guess. But let's get the 3 keys to the game, and then we'll get our score predicts, and then we'll have some fun for the rest of the show. Sound good?
All right.
All right. So my 3 keys to the game, Bri, is our secondary. You cannot lose sight of these wide receivers. They're fast, they're elusive, they're tiny. You lay a hit on them, let them go, but do not let them get behind you. This is a Delpit and John Johnson game. Cover 2 deep, over top, do not get past you. I understand, Bri. Number 2, defense. You got to get that pass rush again. I need to see that Myles Garrett again. I need to see Clowney. I need a pass rush like you wouldn't believe to get in the face of Tua and get him moving and see what he can do on the move. Don't give him all day to throw, because you give him all day to throw, gives those wide receivers just an extra second to get open downfield. And finally, Bri, Coach Stefanski. Don't get cute. Don't do anything stupid. Play the clock. You get a lead, milk the clock. You have a 2-headed horse right behind you. And now with Jerome Ford coming back, you might be able to throw him in the mix too. Don't get too cute with it, though. Clock management, keep it moving. Keep the score low. Keep fighting it. You don't need to do anything special. And those are my 3 keys to victory. Bri, what about you?
I think offensively, obviously we're going to have a running attack with Hunt and Chubb. And I think when it comes to the passing game, you just have to spread the ball around, because sometimes it seems like we forget about certain players. You got Njoku, you got Cooper, and you got DPJ. And DPJ's coming off a pretty good game where I think he caught all of his passes thrown his way, and he's been towards the top of the league this year in catch percentage. So let's not forget about, using some of these other guys. Sometimes you can kind of get locked in on one guy, one receiver in a game, or just throwing it to Njoku too much. So, spread it around, get it to the backs too. Harrison Bryant in there, sprinkle him in. David Bell's made a couple plays this year for us. So that's my key on offense. On defense, if we can't get to Tua, I think that's a big key to make him uncomfortable in the pocket. But if we can't get to him, listen, he's a shorter quarterback, and we saw with Baker Mayfield, can't get to him, get your hands up. Myles Garrett, Clowney, they're the big defensive ends. So bat some balls down and don't give them the chance to get guys open in space. Sit back, put your hands up. You bat it down on 2nd and 3rd down. Before you know it, they're going to be punting it to you. So do that on defense. Put a lot of pressure on our defensive line to get pressure on him and bat down some balls. I think that's where you can win the game. And 3rd key would just be special teams. Don't lose it. Don't lose us the game. If you can make play here or there, go ahead and do that. I think Miami got a block punt against the Bears over the weekend, and that kind of turned out to be the difference in the game. So can't be making that critical mistake that loses you the game. So we have to be sound on special teams as well.
All right, Brad, you ready to give a score?
I'm ready. You want me to go first or second?
It's up to you. I don't care. I mean, I'm losing horribly, so no matter what I pick, it's an opposite. So,
well, I got mine written down, so you go ahead.
All right. I think the defense finally found itself the past 2 games, and I think this is going to be a different defense coming into this game, Bri. And I'm actually kind of excited of what I actually saw Monday night against the Bengals. And I understand it's Monday night, it's Halloween. Weird shit happens. But, Bri, I got to hop back on. The team showed me enough that they were ready to put their back against the wall and go get a win. And I believe they do it again and down in hot Miami. I have them covering. All right. Is that what it means when the because you're going to explain this to me? So they're going to get the 3.5.
Well,
So 3.5.
yes. So 3.5. So if they lose by 3 or less, or win the game, then they cover.
Well, I got them winning, Bri, and it's going to be a weird score. I got them winning 26-20.
Okay, I'll write her down. We're pretty close. We're thinking right along the same lines. I got it a little higher scoring. I think their offense is really good, and hopefully our offense continues to roll. I have it 31 Browns, 26 Dolphins.
All right. Craig threw in his 2 cents here. He said Browns 34, Dolphins 24.
I'll take that.
And Justin has 14-21 Miami. He's got Miami women 21-14. Well, Brian, on that note, I mean, we might as well just get the mailbag now that, Justin just brought us all down.
Okay, hey, he was wrong once before. He can be wrong again.
Yeah, it's true. I was horribly wrong last time. Let's get into where's the it's mail day today, Brian. All right, so we put out on Twitter, Facebook, everywhere else. If you got questions for us, we're going to answer all and any questions we can. I have got a list of questions that have already been asked to us. Justin was first with the one question tonight: is who do we think is the top contender for the Heisman this year? And I got to go.
Question.
That is a great question. I still got to be an Ohio State homer. I got to go CJ Stroud. I think
after that performance,
what performance? He rushed for almost 200 yards.
70? No, he did not. 76 yards did he have passing?
In a monsoon?
79 monsoon.
Did you not watch that game?
I did. Yeah, they sucked.
Oh, okay. All right.
70
yeah.
Wasn't it 76 yards or was it 176?
Yeah, with 50-mile-an-hour winds.
Hey, whatever you got to tell yourself. 76 yards. I'm pretty sure I can throw for 76 yards.
You
against the 1-7 team?
Wow. Here it comes.
Right? I mean, am I spitting anything that's not true?
Hey, do they still win? They still won. It's all that matters, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Without their star wide receiver, their star running back, but that's fine. It's not all of us can.
Who's their star running back?
Travion Henderson.
Oh, the other kid's better than him, isn't he?
Obviously, he wasn't that game.
I didn't watch it too closely. I was just, oh man, Ohio State's losing to Northwestern. I better turn this on.
Craig
and then I figured their talent would take over. Which
see, there it is. 50-mile-an-hour winds and rain. He's a Buckeye hater.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he is a Michigan fan, so yes, he is. He is
okay. So there's 2 excuses. 50-mile-an-hour winds is one. Rain is another. You said didn't have their top receiver. There's 3. Didn't have their top running back. There's 4. Okay. I'll continue to rack them up. How many more excuses we got?
Hey,
I just heard something last year that was CJ Stroud hurt or sick during the Michigan game. That was an excuse I'd never heard before.
Hey, I gave it to you. I said, hey, kudos. It's about time you did something one time in 20 years. I mean, it just goes in spurts, Bri. It's fine. Take your one victory lap that's been 2 years because you guys didn't want to play here, and just take that victory lap and just keep going. Just keep going. It's been 2 years. Keep it going, bud.
That's what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing. What do you think I'm doing right now? I'm still enjoying that.
I bet you are. It's absolutely amazing that Michigan. It's been 2 years since Ohio State has beat Michigan. Absolutely amazing. Oh, let's see here. Ooh, Bryce Spitz. I'm not going to read that one.
Can I give my Heisman Trophy winner?
Yeah, go ahead. Craig gave his. He said Bjorn Robinson, Texas Longhorns running back.
Well, clearly it's going to be Blake Corum. If you look at his numbers compared to Derrick Henry's, compared to Mark Ingram's, the last 2 running backs to win the Heisman, they're right there with him. So through 9 games, anyways. And if you want to throw out his weak schedule, I mean, his 3 worst games were his 3 first games where they played like Colorado State and Connecticut. Those were his 3 worst games. He didn't rush for over 100 yards in any of them because they were just like, well, we don't need this guy. He could have racked up 200 yards and set records, but when you have the best offensive line in college football, you and I could probably run pretty good numbers in that offense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like CJ Stroud's first 4th quarter he had to play was last week out of the whole season. But that's fine. All right.
He played the whole game against Penn State, didn't he? They didn't lock that one up till late.
Nope. He did not play the whole game in Penn State.
Well, that wasn't smart. It was a close game in the 4th quarter.
Not for long.
Oh, they got a defensive touchdown or something, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it wasn't like what Michigan beat them by? 40?
Yeah, it is what it is, Bri. I mean,
I'm just giving you facts here, my friend.
I mean, it's just like Rutgers.
It's been a while since
Rutgers gave you a hell of a tough game last week, man. Jesus, I didn't know if you guys were going to pull that out or not.
Yeah, what'd they end up winning by?
But at halftime, it was so close, Bri.
Yeah, for a half.
I mean,
everyone can fall asleep and sleepwalk through a half, but you eventually pick it up. The good teams do, anyways.
All right, Bri. You know something. This is what, we are still 3 weeks away from the game.
It's just fun to see Ohio State fans squirm.
Oh, we gotta have a show right before the game, right? I know it's Thanksgiving. It doesn't even have to be a long show. It could be 30 minutes, wherever we're at eating turkey. A 30-minute little clip show to where you and I can just have some fun. We can actually record it and play it on Thanksgiving. You down with that?
We'll figure something out. Sure.
All right.
I'm always down to talk trash to you.
And let's see, Justin's not helping. Penn State always plays us tough. They play everybody tough.
Oh, there's another excuse. Penn State always plays us tough.
You stop
I mean, there's enough Buckeye excuses to go around for everybody, right?
All right. You ready to get into the mail day?
Let's do it.
All right. So, this one's from Chris. It is halfway through the NFL season. What are our Super Bowl picks now?
Oh, nice.
All right. I will go first, Bri. NFC. God, I hate to do it, but the Eagles are playing so damn good. They really are. 8-0.
Right.
They still got to prove it. You are not going to like my AFC answer.
Okay.
Now this is an if. I'm picking the Bills. If Josh Allen is not hurt that bad. If Josh Allen is hurt,
you can't give us an if, so that's your pick.
It's the Bills.
Knowing what we know now, who's your pick? It's the Bills. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm just saying
Bills.
honorable mention, Baltimore.
Okay. That's a good sleeper team. I'm going, the Josh Allen scares me a little bit, but the Chiefs kind of have their number. So I'll say the Chiefs. If the game is in Buffalo, I think that's a huge advantage. But if Allen has to miss a couple weeks and they lose a couple more games, I think the Chiefs maybe get the number 1 seed and prove me wrong. And they kind of fell asleep last year against the Bengals in the second half and let them come back. They should have beat them. So give me the Chiefs, and I'm going to say maybe a surprise team from the NFC. I'm going to say the Niners. With Christian McCaffrey, I think they get it going.
Well, of course, it's Christian McCaffrey. All right, next question is from Kevin McAndrews at Big Kev Sports. How different will the Browns look against the Dolphins with Wyatt, Teller, Ward, Njoku, and Winovich all returning from injury? Well, I hope they look a shade better than what they did against Cincinnati because we just need them to win. I mean, it's nice having everybody healthy and back, and it's kind of nice having Ward back, which is more of a speed corner than Newsome and Emerson. They're more of a physical on-you corner. Ward can actually rub with somebody. So it'd be nice to see how he matches up with Waddle and Hill. But for me, just got to win, Bri. We're at this point now where every game is a playoff game, and you just got to win and keep moving.
Keep it moving. Yep, we got to win.
All right, what about you? You think they're going to look any different?
I sure as hell hope so.
Yeah.
You're getting back, a couple of Pro Bowlers. You would think your team would look different, but who knows? Those Pro Bowlers got to perform.
Okay. Oh, geez. All right, this one's for my sister, so I guess I'm only answering this one first. What's your favorite thing about having me for your sister? Jocelyn, the one thing I can actually say is my favorite thing is no matter what happens in my lifetime, if you have got to mess up somebody, you will. And you'll mess them up. And even if I don't even do anything, I've watched you multiple times scrap as a young girl, and you will sucker punch the shit out of somebody if you have to. All right. Oh, here we go. Have we ever ranked our favorite holidays? And if we haven't, what are our favorite holidays, Bri?
Thanksgiving, hands down. Next question.
That's it's a list. You could do more than one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big 4th of July fan too. Thanksgiving, 4th of July, and who doesn't love Christmas?
That's true. All right, I was going to go Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter because they all got to do with some sort of ham.
There you go.
There you go. All right. 5 most hated sports teams.
Steelers number 1 without a doubt.
Okay.
Ravens, probably Ohio State would be 2, just because I have to deal with Ohio State fans. But the Ravens probably would be there as well.
Let's see.
Then after that, I mean, the Warriors. Hate the Warriors.
Yeah. Anybody else? That's 4.
That's about it. Yeah, I don't know if I hate any other basketball or baseball teams.
Okay. 1 for me is Michigan. 2 for me is Pittsburgh. 3 for me is Baltimore. 4 for me is any team that Tom Brady is on. And number 5, Golden State.
A lot of hate.
Well,
Okay,
Bri,
there you go.
We did throw a little bit of Michigan and Ohio State hate back at each other, but Bri, I want to actually let something sink into you real quick. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Tom Brady is probably one of the greatest players ever in the NFL.
Probably.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Quarterback, yes. Player, there's other players that are a little bit better than him, I think. But I'll give you that. But just I want you to hear me out. This is a Michigan man who's got all these Super Bowl rings. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This Michigan man decided to go back to play football instead of stay married to his Victoria's Secret model wife who makes more money than him. He went back to play football, Brian.
Hang on.
Oh, he left. I knew I'd break him.
We're down to 1.
Oh, he's leaving. He's going to charge it up. All right, so as we're going, as he's putting us on the hot charger, I hope he bows out after this because it'd just make my day.
Oh, I'm here. I'm
All
just
right.
not going to be able to see me. Oh,
That's all right. As long as we can keep this going, keep laughing. I thought, hey, you still there? Oh, look at that. Brian left me for now. I'm just going to keep the screen up just in case he says something. All right, so we also have favorite sports movie. My favorite sports movie, and I anytime it is on, and I have 2 of them. Major League, anytime it's on, I got to watch it. And The Replacements, which is another great football movie, by the way. What was our first pet and her name? My first ever pet was a dog named Pebbles. Me and my sister were joking around about this last night. Yeah, I can't believe that dog lived forever. All right. Next question. With the Browns quiet at the trade deadline, do we brace for a massive player turnover next year or expect them to run it back mostly intact with a full year of Deshaun Watson? That's from the Lyman Lounge. I don't see a huge turnover. The biggest turnover I see is the guys that are on expiring contracts because they will have to move on. I think Kareem Hunt will be off. I don't think Clowney will be back. I think they kind of address those guys in free agency and possibly the draft. And the other one, there was another person, I can't remember his name now. But I don't see them being a huge swing in the free agents market next year. Just small little hits, kind of like the Guardians do. Who is your favorite Avenger? My favorite Avenger is the Iron Man. I love just watching Tony Stark and how he acts and the way he talks to people. And plus, he's a billionaire. I mean, come on. We didn't get our shot at it with the Powerball, but somebody did. Best halftime show. The two that I have in mind of best halftime shows. One was Coldplay. The other one was obviously this past year with Dre and Snoop. All right. Of the new inductees in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, who had the best career? So this year's Rock and Roll was Pat Benatar, Duran Duran, Eminem, Eurythmics, Dolly Parton, Lionel Richie, Carly Simon, Judas Priest, Jimmy Jam, and Terry Lewis. I would have to say Eminem. It's hard to beat Eminem, but favorites on this one, obviously you got to go Pat Benatar, Duran Duran, Eminem, Dolly. Got to give it a little bit of Dolly. The only song I like from Lionel is Hello. Yeah, got that guy. And then, Judas. Judas is really good too. Let's see here. With the holidays coming up, what is your favorite holiday movie? Now, for me, I have two of them. The new Grinch, the new animated Grinch, I watch with the kids every Christmas. And then kicking it old school for me, my favorite Christmas movie, Die Hard. I watch Die Hard every year, and I watch The Grinch. So you are welcome on that one. And Kevin and Seven asked if I will be watching the World Cup. And that is something, Kevin, for you, I will be watching the World Cup. You tell me what game to watch, and I will watch one game of the World Cup just to broaden my horizons. So if anybody else, something here, hold on. Copy. And I don't do this that often. Paste. If anybody else wants to join the show with me here for like the last, 15 minutes, I put the show link up in the comments. And you can come in and join me and have some fun, and we could just shoot the shit about anything because Bry's not here, and I'm not going to do a Fat Boy Tuesday without Bry here. So all you got to do is click the link, come in, accept your microphone and your camera, and we will finish out what's a little bit left of Illegal Ham to the Face. Bry's phone was at 20% when we first started the show, and obviously he hit 1% and his phone died. So it is just the fat guy right now, unless Bry clicks back in here a little bit later. Let's see here. Justin's here. Of course, Justin's here. What's going on, brother? A little bit
What's
later.
going on, man? How you doing? Give me a second. Let me mute this YouTube thing. Wow. Fucking shit. Damn mic.
Yep, and that's why we kicked Justin out for a second. My mom's watching this. Thanks, Justin.
Sorry.
There you go.
Sorry, it's just habit. I don't know what's going on with this thing. I don't know why it's not picking up.
I hear you fine. You're good.
No, just my camera's all screwed up. But
you're fine. So I forgot to tell you the one question that Brian wanted from you tonight, of all questions, and you've asked it every damn show of ours, and you still haven't asked it tonight. Hookers or blow?
I mentioned hookers and blow down there.
I know you did. By the way, if you want to see that reading, he'll be doing it at Christmas time on his channel. Can't wait for that. But I'm glad you are excited about the news today about our friend becoming chief of police.
That is awesome. I didn't think I vaguely remember hearing that he was up for it, but
Yeah, there was a couple people on Facebook not happy that there wasn't a vote.
was there anyone else in it?
It didn't have to be. The guy was resigning and picked his successor.
That's all right. I could see either way though.
Oh, I can't. I'm on his side. Every time I'm on his side. It doesn't matter. I've had too much fun with him. It doesn't matter. But now that he's the chief, I really can't say some of the stuff that we've done together.
Yeah.
So we'll keep that on the down low. So
I think the last time I saw him he was in our hometown. And I was one of those guys that was pulled up next to the cop car just sitting there BSing.
Last time that I saw him, he actually pulled me over.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a story behind that, and I'll tell you off of here because you'll definitely laugh at it. But as soon as I left high school, I haven't talked to him in a while, and we got in this wonderful conversation. My dad's like, he goes, "Oh yeah, I saw him. He's a cop here at Lafayette," and blah blah blah. I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome." And then I got pulled over by him on the way in one weekend, and we'll get into that here in a little bit later. Chris said National Lampoon Christmas Vacation. Now, out of all those questions, we had some really good questions out of the mailbag there, which is actually kind of nice for our show, because what I wanted to try to do for Legal Ham is kind of, everybody sees us talk Browns and Cavs and all that crap, but they don't really know us behind the scenes, except a lot of you guys do. Yeah. And just a little bit of talk that we have, especially like the hate is real between Ohio State and Michigan. I found out Bri was a Michigan fan like the first week that I was at work with him. And I realized how of a Michigan fan he was. And him and I are kind of the same. Like, we could just beat each other up over it, and it's actually okay. And I think he's back. Bri, are you back?
I'm back. I'm dark.
I thought I smelled something.
Justin joined us for the last little bit. I threw out the link in the comments to kind of help me through the questions. Is that okay?
What's up?
What's going on, Bri?
Nothing.
All right. So, Bri, the last few questions that we got. All right. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see here. We did the holiday. Your favorite sports movie?
Easy for me to remember the Titans. One of my favorites.
Okay. Now, I gave Major League and The Replacements for mine.
Nice.
Bri, what is your first pet and their name?
Oh, my dog. Charlie was my first dog. He was a one-eyed Lhasa Apso, little white dog.
Did he have a lazy eye like Maggie?
No, he had one eye. Like, he poked his eye and it got infected, so we had it removed.
Oh my God. Okay. You keep Lily standing upright. All right. You threw one dog down the steps. One dog had an eye. All right.
She's healthy.
All right. So Chris chimed in. His top 5 hated teams are Michigan, Steelers, Ravens, Penguins, and St. Louis Cardinals. Okay.
Not bad.
All right, Bri. This is from the Lyman Lounge. Are you ready?
Sure.
With the Browns quite at the trade deadline, do we brace for a massive player turnover next year or expect them to run it back mostly intact with a full year of Deshaun Watson?
I think it depends on their cap, on what they're able to do. I think with Watson's giant cap hit next year, you're going to kind of be limited in what you can do. So unless you're dropping salary, I don't think you can do much. I think you're forced to just kind of run it back, especially with your lack of draft picks.
Okay. Now, Bri, here we go. I'm going to ask you and Justin the same question. You ready?
Yep.
Who is your favorite Avenger?
Justin, you go first.
trying to think. The only Avenger I really know is Iron Man.
All right, so Justin picked Iron Man.
Gosh,
Do I need to name him for you?
you might have to. I saw the first movie and I fell asleep during the second movie, so that's the only Avenger knowledge I have. I think the Hulk was in the first one, right?
Yeah, the Hulk is an Avenger.
There you go. He's mine.
All right, Brian's going with the Hulk. All right, Brian, of the new inductees to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, who had the best career? Now I'm going to name off the names of the people that were inducted. Ready?
Sure, I already got my answer.
All right. Pat Benatar, Duran Duran, Eminem, Eurythmics, Dolly Parton, Lionel Richie, Carly Simon, Judas Priest, Jimmy Jam, and Terry Lewis.
Dolly Parton. Easy.
Say either Dolly or Pat.
Okay. I mean, Dolly Parton's got a great amusement park.
Yeah, I mean, if
Never
you're
been.
including after singing career, I would throw Lionel in there too.
And I don't mean her amusement park. All right, here we go. Bri, your best ever halftime show.
Man, I don't know. I don't know if I remember a whole lot. The only one I really remember is Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson.
Okay, I had Coldplay, and then this last one was Snoop Dre and Eminem.
Oh yeah, I do remember that one. Yep, that was pretty good.
It was good, but I wouldn't put it at the top. Maybe top 10, 5.
I mean,
you think about it, you're excluding Prince and Michael Jackson.
Bud.
Oh yeah, Prince was good.
Justin Timberlake with Prince cover was good.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed it. All right, with the holidays coming up, your favorite holiday movie, Bri?
I seem to watch it every single year, usually multiple times a year. So I'll say Christmas Story.
Now, I do have to ask, with both of you on here, is it blasphemous that they came out with a second Christmas Story movie on HBO?
No, they're remaking everything.
I know, Bri, but that thing is just, it runs every year on TBS, and everybody watches it, everybody loves it. And to kind of double dip your toe back in 48 years later with him being a dad now, kind of like, okay.
I'd watch it.
All right, the last question we got from Kevin and Seven, Bri, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Will you be watching the World Cup this year?
I might pay attention to it. I doubt if I watch an entire game. I'm not really a soccer guy, but I can get behind the U.S. Same thing with hockey.
All right. Well, Brian, we're definitely skipping our Fat Boy Tuesday with Deli's.
Sure.
But I'm going to keep Justin on here for our top 3 rule changes. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
All right. So our top 3 today, since it is voting day, Justin.
Okay.
And I'm going to do one from each major sport. I need an NFL rule change, an NBA rule change, and a Major League Baseball rule change that you would like to change.
Well, I don't really watch baseball, so I don't have anything on that.
Okay, you can double back on basketball or football. That work?
Yeah, that's fine. Basketball, it's got to be this traveling thing where they can't. I mean, they take 5 steps these days, at least.
Well, with Euro step?
Yeah, it's like they walk the whole court and get away with it.
Bri, do you have an NBA?
I kind of have a rule change that I'd like to see that could be applied to any league, to be honest. And that kind of goes, with us being Cleveland fans, with what we went through the past year. I'm going to say it would be nice to have these leagues hand down player punishment within 24 hours of making a decision. So that way you put it out there, it's final, because I feel like the national media kind of drives the narrative for a lot of these player punishments. And so, let them be quick, concise, give them a punishment, and then be done with it. So you don't have to make a team wait around for, what was it, 6 months, 9 months, whatever it was.
Right. It was longer than that, bud.
And then they changed it anyways because the national media told them that they had to. They were terrible for having it be what it was.
Bri, are you talking about Deshaun Watson?
I'm not naming names. I'm just saying, whatever you need to decide, you can decide it in 24 hours. Don't let it linger and let the national media decide it for you. Have a backbone. Stick with it.
Mm-hmm. That works so well with Ray Rice. Oh, it got quiet. Okay, I'm sorry. All right. My NBA, I gotta go with Justin. The Euro step. I there's just no physicality in NBA anymore. It just seems like you walk down, you shoot a three. How about this? We just play all twos again. Take away the 3-point line. Everybody shoots twos.
There you go. Bring back hand checking.
Oh, there we go. Hand checking too. All right. Let's go to the NFL. And my one NFL rule that I would like to see changed is the overtime rule. I get that you don't want ties or anything like that. You cannot end any game in a tie. All right. If worse comes to worse, we're having a kickoff. And you start at the 40 and you start moving back and go until the kicker misses or just something of that nature. But
it'll turn into soccer.
Whatever works. I mean, they do it with the NHL with the shootout. You had your chance. You've had 15 extra minutes to finish this game, and you guys are still tied. You guys had an extra quarter to finish this game. Guess what? Here we go. Put the ball up. We're kicking off.
I mean, with that logic, though, you've had 4 quarters to win the game.
Hey, I understand that, but a tie, guess what happened? Steelers got in the playoff because of a tie. A tie. And a Chargers screw up. But, Brian, what about you? What is your one NFL change?
One I had was not really a rule change, but just kind of a hot button thing that they've been talking about lately, and that's pushing the NFL trade deadline back a couple weeks, because teams are still not sure if they're in it or out of it. If we end up losing the next couple games, probably would trade Kareem Hunt in the middle of November or the end of November if we could. But yeah, I think it's just too early. But to piggyback what you were saying, yeah, I kind of like that idea of changing up the overtime rules, and I think maybe some sort of variation of college would maybe be the best.
I didn't want to do the 2-point conversions because I think
but maybe you get 4 plays to score from the 10 or the 15, and then if you both score, then you get 3 plays to score from the 10 or the 15, something like that, just so it's like you're actually running football plays rather than just leaving it up to who has a better kicker.
Or okay, I get what you're saying there. Or you could actually throw in, like college had it, you're starting at the 25, you can get a field goal or a touchdown, but you're at the 25. Why not start, because it's NFL, start the 50-yard line? You have got 50 yards to get in field goal range or score a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't, rebuttal on the other side.
Or start at the 10, start at the 15, and you're not allowed to kick a field goal. You have to score a touchdown.
Okay.
And then maybe you keep going back further or closer or, some sort of variation. I don't think either one of them has a perfect answer right now.
All right, Justin?
Sorry, it's past my bedtime.
I
would get rid of replay.
All of it?
All of it.
No,
yes.
because sometimes the replay helps us out so much.
So what? Get
Especially
over
in
it.
catches, and especially in catches.
No,
You know how
that-
many plays are overturned because of toe taps?
that's fine. I mean, let it be that judgment call.
Man, you are going to piss off a whole fan base.
I don't care.
All right, Brian, do you have a baseball one left over, or what do you got?
Oh yeah, this was my number one for any league, and I've talked about it several times. Salary cap in baseball. I think that's the one rule in all the sports that has to be changed, because if you don't have a salary cap, you have certain teams, certain franchises that have a competitive advantage over others, and in my mind, that makes it an amateur sport, because you have certain football teams, football programs, basketball programs that have competitive advantages over other ones in college, and that's an amateur sport. So when you have a competitive advantage, when it's not a level playing field, you're amateur to me.
I like your style because I was going to say the same thing. You know something? You got to cap off baseball.
Yeah.
That's the biggest one. Like NBA, it's the players' league now. It's not the NBA. Players get to pick where they want to play at, and they kind of rule that jungle over there, and that's fine. If you want to play on a super team, that's completely fine. Look how well it's working out for Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. Look how well it's working out for James Harden. Look how well it's working out for LeBron James right now.
You want to call that a super team?
But you know what I mean? It's everybody wants to play with their buddies. And, we finally got an actual team in Cleveland, an actual team, which is nice. But, yeah, that salary cap, especially, for a market to where we can't even afford a bigger bat. Like, you look at the playoffs, one guy said it tonight, and I couldn't – what show was he on? I think it was Nick Wilson. He was talking about the baseball team. And they had everybody in the playoffs were all larger payrolls, with the exception of the Guardians. All of them were. And then you had the one outlier was Los Angeles Anaheim Angels, but they just don't know how to do whatever they're doing. They just spend money to spend money, because obviously Trout and Ohtani, you figured they would actually win something, but they don't. But other than that, the small markets, Cleveland and Tampa and, Kansas City did the 1 year. They're the only ones kind of beating around. It's all these bigger markets that are taking over, and I get it because of the eyes that watch baseball. But guess what? You can actually grow the sport so much better if you actually get eyes on Cleveland's young stars. You know how many people know Jose Ramirez? In Cleveland, everybody does. Nationally, how many people do?
Really?
Stephen Kwan should be Rookie of the Year. How many people nationally know him? Not many. It's a weird thing, especially with the talent that Cleveland has. I mean, with McKenzie. McKenzie was one of the best pitchers Cleveland had this year. Nationally, not many people know him. But Cleveland does.
Yeah.
It would, like Brian said, it will help level out the playing field and let us kind of get a bigger bat. Let us get an Aaron Judge on our team and see what that looks like. You know what I mean? Like, just have fun with baseball. Baseball is the one sport that just needs to change. And I don't know what it is they have to change. I don't know if it's salary cap or how they got to do it, but they got to do something different because they're losing people. Is Brian asleep?
I'm here. I heard you.
All right, I can't see his face. This feels
Well, he's just hiding it because he knows they're going to lose to Ohio State this year.
Oh.
Well, we just apparently all we need is 150-mile-an-hour winds to slow down Ohio State. Or was it 175? I can't keep track, but yep, one team can compete with them with that kind of wind.
I love you, big fella. I love you. You're such a I can't wait to see you Friday. Then we're going to talk about all right.
You want me to wear my Brady jersey or Desmond Howard, Braylon Edwards. What do you want?
You know something? I would actually like to see you in the Brady jersey because I don't think you can fit into it anymore. Because
Good. I definitely can't fit in my Desmond Howard jersey. I'll tell you that much.
Did Brady ever beat Ohio State though?
No,
That's a good question. I don't know.
I don't think he did.
I would assume because it was during the Cooper era, but maybe not.
Well,
I can't say for certain.
That is, hold on, that is true. I love how we have our eras where we have just the Cooper era, while you have the era of Rich Rod, Brady Hoke. Who else comes to mind? Jim Harbaugh, that guy.
Jim Hairball.
Oh yeah, that guy.
I'm here.
I'm not saying you're not. I'm just saying.
I'm just letting you finish.
Okay.
So Brady
thousand
went
days.
1-1.
1,000 days. Maybe longer. I don't know.
Brady was 1-1 against Ohio State.
Sounds about right.
All right.
The one he lost, probably Chad Henson played.
Hold on. How about this? Was Brady the starter that game?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Chad Henne probably played.
Yeah.
Not Chad Henne. What the heck's his name? Hutchinson?
No, Hutchinson.
What the hell was his name?
What was his name?
Well, not Henne. It wasn't Henne.
No, he threatened
Drew Henson. Drew Henson.
There it is. He threatened to go pro in baseball if he didn't get to play starting quarterback in Michigan.
Yep.
And your coach goes, "Okay, sir, here's the ball."
Yep.
While your boy Tom sat on the bench.
No, Brady was 1-1 as the starting quarterback for them.
Okay, look at that.
So he played during the Cooper years, so he was that part of that 2-10-1. He was the one game though, or no, he was one of the two.
One of the two
games. Yeah,
that's not a good thing, Brian.
Nice. See, we need Justin here full time to look that stuff up for us.
You think he could be our new My Cousin Vinny?
My cousin Justin.
There it is.
Just call me Jamie, like on Joe Rogan.
My bald head, my bald walking man. All right, guys, let's get out of here, Brian, because I know you want to get out here. Your phone's dead. I love you, brother. I will see you Friday. All right.
Yes, sir.
Pizza and beverages, and we play cards. Justin, thank you so much for joining, kicking in.
Not a problem. Thanks for having the link out there.
Well, I only do it that often. I don't do it that often. But when I do, we have fun with it. So,
yeah.
On that note, thank you, everybody who asked us questions today. Lyman Lounge, Chris, Jocelyn, Justin, Craig, my Lord, Kevin. I got to keep remembering names down. I can't do it. But everybody, appreciate everything. Also, thank you, veterans, for everything you guys do for us. It is Veterans Day, I think Friday, right? Thank you for everything you guys done for us. Bri, you want to God bless them?
Yep. Thank you, Justin. Appreciate you sitting in. God bless you. God bless America.
Bri, hold on. Before you go, I'm kicking you off for just 1 second. I'm not removing you. I'm just kind of doing this. Justin does have
Hookers and Blow.
Save Christmas book up. And he is going to read that at Christmas time, correct?
Yes, I am. I've got a video release scheduled for December 15th.
December 15th. And when he does, Justin, I am playing that on this show.
Hey, I'll tell you what, if you want me to, I'll come on Christmas Eve and do a live reading of it.
We might have to, Bri.
Sure.
We might have to. Hold on. When's Christmas Eve?
I don't know.
Saturday.
Okay, so that week.
Okay. We'll figure it out. But yes, definitely. All right, gentlemen. Bri, God bless them.
Already did. Go Blue.
All right. Go. All right. I'm that fat guy. We're out of here. See you guys next Tuesday. And go Browns.
Go Browns, and we don't give a damn for the whole state of Michigan.
Oh.